What is the number one mistake that nice guy entrepreneurs do when they first try to sell? I'm going to share that mistake with you, and I'm going to help you get over that so you never make that same mistake. The number one mistake is simply trying to be the most interesting person, the most interesting company, or the most interesting product in the room. And that's the mistake. Simple as that. You see, as nice guys and nice gals, we are used to being humble. We are used to not seeking out the limelight. But as we start our business and we recognize that, gee, I better learn how to sell, even though I hate to sell, and I better learn how to make the sale. That means I better tell the person across from me in this conversation just how great I am, just how great my product is, just how wonderful a life they will have if they do what I tell them to do, just how wonderful and successful of a business they will have if they just buy and use my product. Right? That's the mistake. Don't try to be the most interesting person or product or company in the room. It is just not who we are. And I'm sorry to say that most of us have had plenty of experiences where salespeople have been trying to become the most interesting person in the room. They love to tell us at the beginning, from the get-go, just how great this product is, right? Think about an infomercial. Sham wow, right? It's going to change everything, right? And we know what they're trying to do. Now, there are tons of great experiences that we've had in our own personal lives where the salespeople were just very good, genuine people, and they were not trying to boast about how great they or their product was. But the ones we remember the most are those that had that boasting, right? They were not only confident, they were overconfident. They were cocky. And we don't like that. In fact, just 2 days ago, knock on the door, there's one of those door-to-door salespeople, really cocky, very boastful about their internet service. Now, clearly, they're just a paid sales representative. They don't own the business, and their job is to make the sale. But it put me in such a defensive mode. The moment I opened up that door and saw a clipboard in their hand, I knew instinctively who he was and what he was there to try to do. I didn't care what the product was. I know his goal was to get money from me. And that made me feel defensive. So how does it feel to the potential buyer in front of you, that person in the same room, sitting across the table, having a coffee, on the other end of a Zoom call, whatever it may be? How does it make them feel if you are trying to be the most interesting person in the room? It doesn't work. It puts them on the defensive, and you as a nice guy or nice gal, it puts you in a point of inauthenticity. You feel disingenuine, right? You're not yourself. You know it, and they feel that. So the mistake, you are trying to be the most interesting person in the room. Think about the Dos Equis commercial. Now, he could be very interesting, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be that person. Instead, this is what I want you to do. You ready? I want you to be the most interested person in the room. Okay? Be the most interested person in the room. What does that mean? And how do you do that? Well, you do it all the time. As a nice guy, nice gal, you are often the most interested person in the room. You just have to remember that you can be that person even when you're in that sales mode, even when you're trying to launch and run your business. Be interested. Be interested in them. Be interested in their life. Be interested in their business. What does that look like? Well, we're going to go through a lot of tips and techniques and mindset throughout this whole series. So if you aren't already, please like, comment, subscribe down below to this channel, and you will continuously see this evolve for you to make your life easier, to get you out on that field and to play the game if you're not already. And if you are in the game, to make you a better athlete and give you a better chance of winning while still being that nice guy. Okay. So be the most interested person. Being the most interested to us, nice guys and gals, often means I want to learn about you. And that means I will likely ask you questions about you and your business and let you talk about that. And when you do that, just think about that. If someone agreed to have coffee with you and you sat down with them, say, hey, thanks for, it's great to meet you last night. Thanks for meeting me for coffee. As you know, I'm Shane from ABC Company. And this is how, this is what we do. And it's really the best in the land. And I really believe that you should be using this product to help your business. That's me trying to be interesting. And they're going to be regretting the fact that they agreed to this coffee with you. Last night you seemed like a very good, genuine person, but now all of a sudden it sounds like you're trying to sell to me. So if you were trying to be the most interested person in the room, this might be more like it. Hey, as you know, I work with ABC Company, or I am ABC Company, and I love what you do. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And when did you get started in that? And then all of a sudden they realize that, hey, I'm just sitting down and having a conversation with Shane. This is enjoyable. I did meet him an extra half hour early before work. And I wasn't quite sure how this was going to go. I thought he was going to try to pitch to me. I sensed that he had something that he wanted to share with me. But he's not pitching to me. He's actually just learning about me. And that puts someone at ease. They're no longer that defensive person. So, yeah, think about that. It's a simple technique. There will be time for you to talk about you and what you do and how you can help them. In fact, in future videos, you will see specifically how your being interested in them will relate exactly and fit like a puzzle piece into you being interesting to them. But don't lead with that, right? So here's the rule for today. Don't be the most interesting person in the room. Be the most interested person in the room. Now, I hope that hits home with you. As a nice guy entrepreneur myself, this is something that I have learned from. Watch my video on my history, and this will be a little bit more clear to you. But just remember that nice guys finish and outlast. Take care.